This is the Real Love 916. I'm Ashlyn Shanae, and my guest today is Alien Mariah. And I know you go by many other names. What other names do you go by?
I go by Matt Kitty. That's one of my personalities. There's Onyx. That's a whole different vibe. What I've been embracing more as of late is my name, Mariah.
Okay.
With my music and everything, I do love my personalities and my different personas. Everybody knows me as like Matt Kitty or like Kitty or Mac. Alien Mariah was kind of like incorporated over the last year because I was trying to find a way to embrace my name. But what I'm gearing towards is have the main house name, which is Mariah.
Okay.
My name twice. And then all my other personalities fall under that.
Okay, well let's kind of, I want to start at your personalities, but I definitely want to get into like where you're from and you know where this kind of all started. So where did you grow up? Because I don't think you're from Sacramento, right?
No, I'm not even from Earth.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm with an alien, you guys.
I'm from San Francisco.
Okay.
So growing up in San Francisco, it's a lot of different like culture. I am from the Fillmore area. My dad's from Lakeview. My mom's from Hunters Point. And it's just a lot of different culture because I grew up in San Francisco, but I went to like elementary school and whatnot in Chinatown. But it's so weird to like be coming from Fillmore all the way to Chinatown, and then even with that, there were so many different types of cultures there.
Right.
And then I went to middle school in the Bay. I went to Marina Middle, and then I ended up graduating. I was supposed to go to Galileo, but I ended up moving to Sacramento.
Okay.
And then I went to Intercom High School.
About what age did you get to Sacramento?
14,
okay.
15, 14.
So you were in your teens already?
Yeah, and then I moved to Texas about a year after I lived in Sacramento, and I lived there for a year, and then I came back to Sac, and I was in 12th grade at that time.
Okay.
So then that was it, and then you graduate, and then whatever. I spent a lot of time, like, even though I was in Sacramento, I lived in Natomas, so I really didn't know much about Sacramento besides Natomas, which is literally off the freeway, and it's a new developing, North Natomas is a new developing area. So I spent a lot of time back home because it's only an hour and a half away. But yeah, like I'm Bay raised, of course, but I got a lot of love and respect for Sacramento because it was like, you know, it's where I lived, and I can never not claim that. I know a lot of people, what they do is tend to not fully claim where they're from.
Right.
And I never want anybody to pull my card and be like, oh, you claim like you're from the city, like you just came straight from the city. You don't put on, like, no, I lived in Sac, you know what I'm saying? I went to high school, I know people, but I could never like 100% fully claim Sacramento as if I was from here because I wouldn't want to disrespect Sacramento like that. There's so much shit that I don't even know about.
Right.
I think now, because my boyfriend's from Oak Park, I like have been around in Oak Park, and I'm learning like the culture and a lot about Sacramento, and then just getting into the art scene, like meeting you and just meeting other people, you start to learn more and more about Sac. A fun fact is that I didn't even know Oak Park was one of the most like biggest like developing art communities out there.
Yeah.
I would hear a lot about it. Shit though.
Yeah, because you always hear about it, especially like Broadway. Like, right through it.
So I heard so much about Oak Park. Like, okay, there is an art scene out there. I'm like, art scene in Sacramento? I would never know because I'm literally boxed in the Thomas, not knowing. But
so the Bay to Sac, Texas, and then back to Sac. That's a lot of moving. You multicultural. That's what it sounds like. So is that where you kind of get influence from, like your personalities? Where do your personalities come from?
My personalities come from, I guess it's more so like an emotional thing. I am an only child. I do have a half sister, my sister Aja, from on my dad's side, but I found out and like, you know, later on in life about that. But I actually just met my sister last year in December. So growing up, it was just me.
Yeah.
So we do things when we are exposed to certain environments or just certain things. We have ways to cope with who we are, or just certain shit.
Right.
For me, I can say for sure that I've always had multiple personalities. I can say for sure, like, my dark side, my onyx side has always been there as a little girl, because I could feel the differences. I think as I started to become more like in tune with myself, I started to like realize, okay, I notice if I'm affected or triggered in this way, then this side comes out, and then that side comes out. So then I started to, like, when you find you want to align yourself and you're trying to get in tune with yourself, you have to find balance. And in order for you to do that, you got to, like, basically just accept yourself fully. So I had to really come into terms with each personality and get to know one of them and each of them. And I wouldn't say they're like influenced by me moving. I mean, I know moving impacted my mind with me having social anxiety, because I've always been weird and different. And I feel like I've been weird because I've been super friendly. If I see you, hi, what's your name?
Right.
Because I'm feeling like we're supposed to be that way. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like I'm better than you or some other shit. It's like, oh my God, I see myself in you. I want to be your friend.
Right.
But I was always deemed as weird and stuff like that. So I spent a lot of time drawing and like creating my own world and becoming like different versions of myself as my own friend. So
did you get any inspiration from anything? Like what inspired you the most when it came to, cultivating your personalities or cultivating yourself, or even, aligning yourself?
I think what inspired me the most is several things. I think, like, after my mom passed away, I, like, loved her to death. And she was genuinely herself. Like, she was a very different breed. And if anybody listening or watching this knows, like, my mom was unapologetically herself in all of her modes. She dealt with her own, like, depression, bipolar disorder, and manic episodes and low episodes, but she was literally herself, and that made her beautiful. And I think after she passed away, that made me want to just, like, say fuck it. Like, you reach a level of, if I felt like I was more so hurting myself by not being myself, because I'm trying to please everybody, but I'm suffering by putting on this face. This doesn't seem right to me. Like, I don't identify with this body. And so I was like, fuck it. I mean, at the end of the day, you literally die alone. Like, that's just how I see it. Like, not on a negative thing, but as much as I love my mom to death, I was not there to see her take her last breath or blink. I didn't do that with her. So that inspired me to just live my life to the 100% fullest, because why live to please somebody else and not be who you truly know you are? As long as you're not, the only thing I don't believe in is like hurting a child or hurting people maliciously. Just be who you are.
Right. And so with that, so what would you describe yourself as? Because, like, I see you're an artist, you have art, you do music, you're a creator, definitely, but what would you, if someone was to ask you, like, what do you do?
I'm an artist. I think there's no limitation on art. I think we tend to label a lot of things where you can be Ashlyn, but you're also an artist, you're also a model, you're also a being, you're also an energy, you do a lot. You know what I'm saying? You have a whole different journey, but yet I can identify with you because of your passion for your art, and you're multifaceted in different ways. I wouldn't even want to box you in that category. And like, even by me reaching out, I was looking for models. I didn't box you as just a model. That's the reason why we're having this conversation, because I respect you as an artist overall. I think, I would just I would call myself an artist, because that's all it is. Like, literally, I started music this year. It's not something that my dad was a rapper, rest in peace, Kippdidthat. Like, he's a whole ass Bay Area legend. It's natural. My mom was a singer. I never took I've been rapping since I was in kindergarten, like freestyling and stuff like that. I've always had a passion for it, but I just never pushed it. And then I have all this shit, and it's like, how do I put this into words?
Right.
How do I turn that? And I'm still learning my sound.
How to translate.
So, how do you translate this in your mind to what can be understood? Do you want it to be understood, or do you want to have it where you're putting it out and the people who understand it?
Right.
Like, filtered.
I think that's really cool, because I think like what you cultivate is definitely something that's very unique, and I think it's unique to you, but it can also resonate in a lot of people, but in certain people.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, you know, like, I don't know, I think when I'm describing you to people, I'm just like, you know, she's very eccentric. And when I say eccentric, most people think like, oh, wild. I'm just like, yeah, it's wild, but it's not wild in ways that you think. It's very much unique and very cultivated to you. And I love that. So you said that you've been rapping since you were a little girl. How long have you been painting?
I started art. I found the talent, I guess, in 2014, right? It's, what year is it? 2019. Sorry, I lose track of time. No. I try to break that by
and you're not, you're not used to this time.
I just I try to like
Earth
break.
Time is different.
It's not even it's a
real
man-made thing. I started in 2014, and the way that came about was I was painting on some paint night, Valentine's Day shit.
Okay.
And this lady's telling us to paint the fucking glass and the wine and stuff. I'm sipping wine. I'm just going. But I realize I'm feeling just a vibe, and I'm painting everything that I just see in my head. And there were some beautiful pieces in there, and there were artists who paint for a living. And I noticed that as I'm painting, it was like a little crowd around me, and people were like circling around me, and they're like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. I'm like, no, it's not. It's ugly, because you guys have great art.
Right.
And they were like, you definitely have a talent, but they saw something in my art that I didn't see in myself.
Right.
So I found out about it in 2014, but I got consistent with it in 2016.
That's cool. It sounds like it just started popping off recently. Was it something that, you know, was a catalyst for you, or were you just like one day like, I'm just starting doing the shit that I want to do?
It was that, definitely just being like, fuck it. Also, my mom passed in 2009, and I was in a very deep depression. I've always been different. I've always been super. I won class clown in high school and fucking most dramatic or something, like it was most dramatic in class clown. But like, I've always been super like me. If anybody knew me from like elementary to high school, whatever, I've always been like crazy ass Mariah. That was, you know, my nickname, crazy ass Mariah, you know. But after my mom passed away, it affected me because I've always had, ooh, there it is. There it is. I've always had like a love for music, and I mean like in the art frequency aspect of it, meaning I used to like to make beats back when I was in high school on Fruity Loops, and I would listen to like sounds of songs or like instrumentals, and I'd slow it down, and I would listen to this like a sound way in the background, or just like break. No,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that's what I like to do sometimes.
Yeah,
I love beats.
It's like you could literally feel the music and try to listen to the story that it's telling.
Yeah. Deconstruct it.
Exactly. Deconstruct it and break it down. And oh my God, all this sound just got me thrown off in the light, throwing me off. What was the question again?
Well, I was saying, you were talking about the beats, but I was saying, was there a catalyst to?
That's what it was. Thank you. So when you have this love of music and love of art and love of different artists, like Jay-Z was my favorite rapper in high school, but I used to love Dipset and I fucking love Mac Dre and all this. When you can listen to these people who are making like shit that you can feel, and I was so young to identify with it, and you're not only that, but you're this like super creative person. In my mind, I was in my head a lot, and I was just goofy. I used to dumb myself down to appeal, to make friends. And I felt like just being crazy and outgoing would do it for me. I'm actually really a shy person. It takes a lot, but I guess the way I show my shyness is by being an over extroverted person. Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand that about introverted people, that you can be both. Like you can just overexert yourself.
There's actually a word for that. I just can't think of it right now.
And then when my mom died, that was it for me. So I went into a depression, and then finally, like, I said, fuck it. I wanted to heal. I didn't want to hurt myself anymore. And I just, my son, you know, my child, that he brought life to me. And I started to realize, like, it wasn't me that was a fucking weirdo. It's these people that make you feel weird because you're just you. You're a colorful person, and they want to bring you down. And I stopped allowing myself to be a slave to that. So it was just like on some inner G shit, like fuck it, fuck it all.
No, I totally feel you. I think
you're gonna talk shit regardless.
I think we got that same energy going on. Yeah, like I can totally relate with that. Where you're just like, I'm not wearing the mask no more. I'm not about to, you know, pretend for anybody anymore. I'm just gonna be me.
My mom told me to be myself. She wrote me a letter, and she was just like, be yourself. At the end, just don't hurt nobody, so you can sleep well at night. Don't be like that. And after her dying, and you know, my dad passing away, like after my mom dying slowly like that, and just fuck it. I will be my fucking self, but the last thing I'm gonna be is fake. Right. I'm not out to go hurt you. I'm not gonna make you my friend to do some backstabbing shit. I'm gonna come from a genuine place. And if I've been hurt by a lot of motherfuckers, because people are built off survival rather than being, you know, loving and caring. And it's like, oh well, but I'm gonna live my truth 100%.
Exactly. One thing I just heard is like, not everybody can go. So
not everybody can fucking go. That's some fucking truth, because they can't. They don't even know where to go. Exactly. Half of the people that want to go somewhere are too afraid to. Everybody wants to follow a path, but not realizing a path is something that somebody already discovered. So that's why there's a path, because several people walk this way, and I can see their footprints on the ground. Right. I'm the type of person, I'm walking, but I'm starting to bump into people, and I don't have elbow space, and motherfuckers is like all around me, to where I see something over here to the left. I'm gonna start with my machete chopping. I'm gonna go off road. Fuck it.
I just said some shit like that the other day. Like, I came to a fork in the road, you know, to pass, and I went off road. That's because, it. You know, I'm trying to, you know, dig my own path.
That's what it's about.
I love that. Well, but I say Julian, but I know like people call you different stuff too. Yeah. But I got Julian on the reaLove as well. And so, what other names do you go by?
Well, my artist name I go by Kip, and then also one is Nah Voice.
Nah Voice, I like that. That's cool. So you and Alien Mariah you guys are in a beautiful ass relationship. Yes, Black love all day. Really promote that. I love it. But yeah, I love your guys' dynamic. So one of the things I wanted to know is like, well, I don't want you guys to get too much into your love story. Like, how did you meet? Not all that. But I do want to know, like, you know, how does this work? Like, how did you guys match up so well? Because I think, you know, with her aesthetic and, you know, with your eye, like, it's like a perfect combination.
Well, I met her through Instagram.
Slid in.
It was.
Well, that's a new way.
I thought she was somebody else, so
wait, do you want to cut this?
No, it was okay.
It's true. No, okay. I really thought She was somebody else. I was in LA doing some other
Gotcha.
shit. Thought she was on stage. You know, people don't really look like they Instagram in person.
No,
But
yeah.
she actually did, so
Okay.
it's all good. But she had posted a photo, and she was like holding a book, and like the whole like aesthetic of it and everything like just looked nice. And I had originally a plan to do a shoot with something of a book, and we never even did that shoot, so we still got to do that. But I just like, yeah, I was in Seattle at the time, and I just had hit her, and I was looking for somebody to shoot, and she like low key pushed my line, like trying to see if I was really about that shit. She was like, where's the photos at and all that type of stuff. So I showed her some examples of the photos. She liked it. It was actually like the stuff I was working on at the moment, so it worked out. I came back to SAC, and then we linked up. She didn't really think I was gonna be serious about it, but we linked up in old SAC and got some shit done. And
those pictures are really good.
Yeah, like I was just
They're
looking
like
at it, so I was like, damn.
Okay,
I was
you
like,
gotta
I
reach
post those.
out.
I would
gotta
definitely, I'll post
But,
those on my page.
Yeah, that happened, and we just like kicked it all night, and she had some friends over and her cousin and stuff, so it was just vibing, like it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. And then next after that, she pulled my card again. We was in LA for Thanksgiving, and I was just out there for family. I got family in LA and stuff, so and she was like, come to the beach, and at the moment, like I wasn't even like ready to shoot.
Yeah, you
like,
was on
like
vacation.
Nothing. Yeah, I was on vacation, and like
She's like,
she said she honestly was gonna have somebody else shoot this at the time, so I was like, cool, I'm just gonna chill, like just soak up game, all that type of stuff, take my own little pictures, like landscape pictures, all that type of stuff. But then she, I guess, catted or whatever, something happened, and she was like, Julian, take the pictures. I'm like, what? I'm over here watching basketball. Yeah, I'm about to play basketball on Venice and everything. I'm like, and then, but turned around and did these clean like group photo shots of them on the bleachers. And it was just like, it was cool. Like,
That's dope.
even though it wasn't like the sunny, typical Venice vibe, it was like, it gave off, it was like cloudy.
It gave it what I needed.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. But yeah, but it's just trying to be as creative as possible with her.
I mean, how could you not be?
Exactly.
How
like,
could you not be?
Like, she's my muse for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just throw her in front of the backdrop and
God.
start setting up lights.
And you know what? I see that a lot, and I wanted to ask you, like, are you down for that, or does he just like, hey,
I don't have
come
a
over?
choice.
Okay.
I don't have a
She makes me
choice.
do stuff. So.
When it comes to being a muse, you don't really
yeah.
have a choice.
I think for him, I mean, it's funny because when he reached out to me to do like the modeling thing, I've never considered myself a model.
Right.
Because I respect art. Mm-hmm. There are models literally out there.
That's how I felt. Mm-hmm.
So no disrespect or nothing to girls or men or people aspiring, but you can't go on Instagram and do this and then get 100 likes and then consider yourself a model.
Right.
Because there's a lot of girls that are beautiful. There's a lot of girls that are pretty. There's a lot of girls that are certain looks and certain build. Bitches got big titties, got fat asses, all that shit, might have the perfect body. But when it comes to modeling, in my eyes, it's okay, you're cute. Become a tree, become a flower.
It's a job.
It's a job and it's a passion. It's not just come in here and I feel for the models. I do, because there are women out there that are literally overlooked because somebody may have more of a following but does not have the talent or the energy or the spirit behind that or the walk or whatever the case may be.
You must have watched America's Next Top Model.
I mean, I did, like back in the day.
Back in the day.
But I just really do. I just think like just being in the industry, you know what I'm saying? Like being in the industry and just having respect for other people who I know bomb ass fucking models. Right. When I went and chose my models for my video, I was not looking for who's popular on Instagram. What is society's version of beautiful? What is this and that? I was looking for the right energy that was going to be able to bring what I need. That's why I'm not worried about your body shape. I'm not worried about your skin tone. I'm not worried about all of that other shit. I'm not. I want to know, especially as women, we need to be embracing our fucking selves.
Exactly.
I've seen some of the most beautiful women that are plus size fucking women. Or I've seen some of the most beautiful women who are literally walking, not even realizing, like, gosh, you're so pretty. And like when you say that, not somebody that's been getting fucking likes all day on her Instagram, or somebody that hears, oh, I'm fine, hey. But when you say that to a woman that's unsuspecting from another woman who considers and thinks herself as beautiful, she will reciprocate that energy and you enlighten that other woman.
Right.
I feel like it is clicky. And you know, I was thrown into a box at a certain point a while ago when he, like around the time he reached out to me. Oh, can you be in my music video? Oh, you're a model. Do you model? You should model. No. Number one, I'm not tall enough. And even though people like don't, that kind of the tall thing is kind of out the door. Yeah. I still think that models they still need to be tall, because if you're selling a product or something, you get to see the product.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would want all shapes and bodies and sizes and shit. That's just me. But I told him, I was like, hey, I'm new to modeling. If you try to tell me to pose, I probably may be more confident in my poses now, but in the beginning I would not know what to do.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, well, I don't model. I'm an artist. Like, I still have that DM. And I was like, I'm not gonna do any like nudity and shit, because normally like guys go looking for a bitch I can get in like a bikini or something real quick or something like that. And it's like, you can take, and there's nothing wrong with nude photos. Nothing at all. The woman's fucking body, no matter what body shape or whatever the fuck you are, I don't give a fuck if you're 400 pounds. It's still beautiful in my eyes. But there's a way to sexualize a woman, and there's a way to make that woman out of art. You can do a beautiful, tasteful nude photo where you don't be looking at titties and pussy and it's like, ooh, titties and pussy. Or you can look at that same subject and be like, wow, what a beautiful woman, what a vessel, what a flower, wow, she did that. Right. You know, but with that, like that was a really big thing. I was like, I'm not really comfortable with that. And that's why those pictures that he was referencing are so dope, because I was fucking nervous. He was nervous. And I'm like, that was my first photo shoot alone with a photographer. Yeah. People claim they're photographers, but they're really pervs with fucking cameras. I'm just going to keep it 1,000%. They're literally power tripping behind their camera, not even giving a fuck about, okay, okay, the presentation's not right. Let's move these chairs. It's good. We could just throw it in there. That's why I respect real art. You know what I'm saying? You guys are a pair.
Because it's easy to just take a picture.
It's so fucking easy to throw a filter on it, and that's it. And then the person that's getting the picture is just accepting it. So the nervousness and the vulnerability behind those photos make it so dope, because I literally was standing there. I'm like, well, I'm literally standing like this. And when he reached out to me, I literally was going through a fucking spiritual, it was some deep fucking shit. So my other personality, Onyx, was out. It was like, all male entities, stay the fuck away from this damaged vessel, back the fuck off. So it was like it's this boldness behind the pictures, and the vibe is very stern, but there's still that sense of vulnerability. But what he made me feel was fucking safe and comfortable. And with men, it's important that when men are taking themselves seriously as a businessman, as a man with a camera, as a man, as a model, as a man, as an actor, whatever you do, I don't give a fuck if you're a fucking man at McDonald's. It's important that you have that sense of balance and that grounding in your core. To not trip off the feminine presence. Yeah. You know, like, there's men that are very talented. Do I respect them? Absolutely not. Because when you get around a vagina, or the pheromones, you smell the pheromones of a queen, or whatever the case may be, you don't know how to fucking act. Now you become something else, and you're being fucking weird now. Yeah. And I don't give a fuck, especially the black fucking woman. We still need to be honored as queens, and we still need to be respected as such, and we still need to feel that feeling of the fact we know how to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
But it's a whole different feeling when the man knows and is able to give us that sense of protection as a warrior.
Right.
It's sad, but we don't feel that often from men in a generalized category. That's just how I felt, and he gave me that feeling of where, okay, I'm good. You know, I'm comfortable. It's nothing like that.
That's
beautiful. That goes a long way.
And so, how long have you been doing photography?
Well, that's a pretty tricky question. I guess like taking myself serious since I graduated from the Art Institute, and I was in 2015, so about 4 years now. I always had a camera or some type of like video camera or anything in my hand since I was little, just like growing up in Oak Park or just being around anywhere I was, recording me and my friends just doing stupid stuff. Basketball, football, just anything like. So I always been interested in that, but it stemmed off of graphic design though.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about that.
That's what I graduated for. That's what I've been doing since, I don't even know, probably 12, 13 years old. So like I've been doing that for almost 15 years now.
Dedicated.
So, I've been doing that for a long time. That's my true passion, and I was tired of really taking photos from offline and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can take better pictures.
Right.
You feel me? I have the eye for it. So let me just go out and do it, so I don't have to take these stock images and all that type of stuff. So
that's tight. I think that's really cool when, like, you know, it's really almost like a supply and demand type deal where it's like, you know what, I'm not getting what I need, I'm gonna just do it myself. I like that mentality. I think I've been pushing that a lot more. I like seeing that in people because it's just like, you know, don't wait around for it to, you know, pop up. Go and get it yourself or do it yourself. That's why I think I like about, you know, your guys' whole dynamic is that you guys really just do things yourselves. When it comes to, I mean, I think that you guys do t-shirts, you guys have art, you guys do posters, you guys do all types of things, and it all just stems from your own creativity. And that's really cool to me. That's so cool. So how do you guys like kind of, you know, stay, I know has to be a lot of creative, you know, bubbles, juices flowing all the time and maybe some tension, but like, you know, you guys stay kind of relaxed within it.
Weed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Libra, so it's a lot of balance that comes with everything. Always.
I'm sorry, where are you?
I'm a Leo.
Yeah,
that's right. You just had your birthday.
I did. That was so fucking fun. Oh my god.
Dropped a video on
my
her birthday.
God.
We'll talk about that more because I definitely want to get to that.
But yeah, everything comes with just balance. Always, since we are in a relationship and it's not just work partner, I take care of home first. That's my main thing. Making sure that her, and not only her, but her son is good. I took that responsibility of being a stepdad and being a father figure to him. So just having that balance of making sure they're good first, but then trying to stay in my creative lane and do everything is, you know, it gets kind of, I wouldn't say frustrating, but it's just what I have to do. Like, I took that responsibility. So,
but it's still problems. It's problems that you accept.
It's nothing bad or anything. So it's just defining the balance. And I wish I could just work all the time. Just like when I say work, like my passion in photography and graphic design and that type of stuff. So I wish I could just do that and not have to worry about bills and all that other stuff. So it's just, but just defining the balance of it is healthy part of our relationship and what we do.
I think that is very important because he incorporated balance in my life. For me, I have a lot of anxiety, and my biggest thing is
I'm saying me too.
It's time. And because, you know, I lost my parents, and I think about, like, you have this idea, put it out there, you know, you have this, or it's my mind, I have so many things I want to do, but like, I think about time, and like how I mentioned earlier, like I try to break this barrier of time, because I don't want to think about my age, I don't want to think about time, I don't want to think about these things, I just want to think about the plan and executing it. For me, I wear many hats, many of them. The very first one, aside of me accepting who I am and making sure I'm self-fueled, is being a mother. And there's a difference between having a baby and being a mother. I had to learn. You know, my son was my very first diaper, my very first baby ever, you know. There's no guide, there's no book, there's no anything. Really, for me, what I'm learning about being a mother and parenting is not being the mother that I had when I was growing up, not in a negative way to shun or speak down on my mother, but breaking generational curses. Having ways, how would I want it to have been communicated to, because I was different, not yelled at or beat because I have an opinion or a question or whatever the case may be. How would I want to have it better brought down to a level that I can understand, so therefore I can actually retain the information that you're saying to me and not make me feel bad about myself. And honestly, it's crazy, like I'm still, I wouldn't say embarrassed, but I'm pretty sure like my family knows how I am, but like I really didn't like tell them I'm making music and I'm doing all this shit because of the fact that, oh, Mariah thinks she's a painter now. She thinks that's gonna be, she's gonna make it. Oh, she done lost her mind. You know, it's that type of shit that, you know, I think about. And when it comes to my son, I'm listening to all his ideas. I'll never say, oh, you can't do that. I will tell him, like he says, oh, I want to do this or that. Or I said, well, how are you gonna get that? Well, get a job. And I say, no, you're not going to get a job. You're going to create jobs. You are going to develop something. It's these thought forms that if we can implement these into the children to where they don't have to go into these boxes, they can create these platforms such as Nipsey Hussle, you know what I'm saying? These people that, Jay-Z too, you know, like people who are literally like trying to redefine the programming. But my biggest thing was like, my son is watching all the time. I recently got a regular job, and I'm hella against that because I'm about passion and whatever. But I said the only job that I will get, or something I will get that is considered a job, is something I'm passionate about. I'm literally working in an art classroom with children at a school. That's something I've always wanted to fucking do. So I'm big at manifesting exactly what the fuck I want, so therefore I can be passionate, and I don't feel like I'm in a fucking prison going to clock in with my thumbprint. I'm like, fuck, goddamn. It does not, for me, it will drain me. I think when we deal with those stresses in life, because as creators, and everybody in this room can understand where we go and we get high, not even on no substance but our own self, and we venture off and this and that, and then oh shit, smuds do, PGs do, rents do, fucking phone bill, back to reality. Then on top of the simple reality, we have the layers of, we're black, we might get fucking shot by SAC motherfucking PD or whatever just by having a phone on us or some shit. Literally the fucking other night, they pulled him over right across the street while he was doing a DoorDash because he had an air freshener in his fucking car, and that's obstruction of view. And I running outside with no shoes on. I'm standing right fucking here, and I'm not going no fucking where. Why? Because last time you guys pulled us over, you guys pulled fucking guns out on us. What we were doing? Getting burritos. They suspected me because I had blue fucking hair in a purple car. I had blue hair and I shot somebody. I'm screaming for my life. I'm an artist. I'm a mom. Don't shoot. We're artists. There's a camera in the car because in their eyes, a camera is a fucking gun. That's a sniper rifle. They're ready to go. And it's scary to know, like, I have to one day have this conversation with my son. You got to protect your melanin. You got to protect your blackness. We're being fucking attacked.
Yeah.
And I know, like, even the shit I'm talking about, there's going to be people watching and listening, and I don't care what happens. I know what the message and the force that I'm living behind. I know the reality of it. And then we have that. Then we have our own mental struggles that we deal with. And I suffer, I don't even want to say suffer. I'm learning on eliminating words to have positive reinforcement. I deal with depression. Then we have our own minds trying to take us up and down in that roller coaster. So when I wake up and I see this man next to me, it's like he's witnessed a lot of shit that I've gone through. I've just recently lost like some people very close to me, and like he's witnessed me healing. I got out of a relationship with my son's dad, and this is before like he came into the picture, but that was a big ass transition for me. And that was a fucking scar, like literally my body cut in half, and I'm a fucking damaged woman, and this man literally took time to stitch and like really mold me back into my person, and where look how, like, literally look what the fuck I have on right now, and look at how calm and it's normal, and it's just like he accepts me for who I am. So all relationships have our we all go through our things. I like to motivate him a lot. I try to. I'm a fire sign, so he's about peace, harmony, and balance. But I like to light fire under his ass, because I'm like, you're fucking dope and talented. Sometimes you gotta hear that shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes, honey, you can't be humble. You gotta get that shit, because you got it. If you keep this lane of you just being like, it's cool, I'm on autopilot, I'm good, you'll forever be like, oh, we just gonna go around you. Yeah. But you got it. And I love that about him. I think that's like, if anything, we talk about that, or it's if I don't know what I want to eat tonight or something.
But you guys motivate each other.
We definitely are both an extension of each other.
I think you guys also help. Yeah, you guys motivate each other to master yourselves.
Yeah, I love that. I fucking love that. That's it. Yeah. I've never even fucking like I like that.
Well, that's just what I see. Like, honestly, like, you guys push each other to be more yourselves, and I really love that, because like it's like once you become yourself, you're more accepting of other people.
Yeah.
Let your cup runneth over. You're more accepting of helping other people.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like nothing but positive comes from positive.
And this even helps our relationship too, because I really love hearing him talk. Like, he's super introverted, like he's crazy. It's funny. I'm the crazy one.
But it's cool. You guys got different crazies. They match.
Yeah.
They match. But so towards the end, I'm glad I got both of you guys up here, because I can kind of get both of your guys' perspectives.
I hope I'm not talking too much.
No, like, you can talk as much as you like, but I feel like one of the things I like to understand about people is what they want people to remember about them. Like, what, not really like remember about them, but just, you know, what do they want to be attached to? What do you want your legacy to be? You know, so not if you died tomorrow, or if, you know, if anything happened to you, but at the end of the day, at the end of all this, what do you want to be remembered
If I
for?
die, cremate me, put me in a bowl of chili, and sprinkle me on some boneless wings. Eat that shit up so I can tear that ass up one more good time.
One more good time.
I think my legacy, you know, my dad left his legacy as him being unapologetically him. My mother, the same way. My father is more of a more known person for who he was, and it passes down like to me. And you know, their spirits, I'm learning that when people pass on, their spirits live through you.
Yes.
It's not just a final goodbye.
Mm-mm.
We're literally in touch with anybody we want to get in touch with. Like, one of my idols is Prince, Mac Dre, Nipsey. Like, Nipsey is recent, but I had such a love and admiration for that man while he was on this planet, because it was a rare energy that was here. Rick James and all these people, like all these beautiful vessels that were physically on this planet, I can get in touch with their spirit and let it flow through me. What I want people to remember me as, and if this is my legacy, because who knows, if I died, all this shit's probably gonna be worth millions of fucking dollars, and everybody's gonna like be like, oh my god, whatever. But I want, especially my son, to know to just be yourself 100,000,000,000% without limitations. Know that nothing is not, you can't not obtain something. You can get it. I literally made a music video because I wanted to. I literally made a song because I wanted to. And we have to stop thinking about what we have currently, and we have to think about the end result, and just wake up every day with the mindset to increase other people's beings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you guys to leave here today with like, I felt like we have something that's good for us, and we can carry that on and move forward. Live your fucking life. Just don't hurt anybody. Like, it's so many, I don't even know many, but it's people who wake up with such poor souls where they like, I'm gonna wake up today and go be a bitch to people just because I feel like being a bitch, right, and be rude. And I made a video on my Instagram talking about, like, if you are a light worker, or if you know, I possess duality, so I know both sides. But if you're moving in a way of, you know, your strength, and you see that somebody else is trying to get out of something, the worst thing that you can do is kick them while they're down or hurt them. Right. So use your power to not be like that. Some people literally took a hard ass blow and they literally on their knees trying to get back up. And if you kick them back down, they might not want to ever get back up again. So I think it's important that we just be fucking mindful of what you do. All we have is our fucking minds. Like, we know, we hear that stupid ass voice. It's like, no, bitch, don't do it. Oh, do it anyway. Oh, god damn it, I get it. Like, just be conscious and live. Be you. If you want to fucking wear a wig, the stiff ass synthetic wig and white out contacts and platform fucking shoes with eyeballs on them, put them fucking on. And when people look at me crazy or talk shit about me, I laugh at them, because that shows that you're that uncomfortable with yourself. Right, if I look stupid, why are you talking shit? I look stupid. Let me be stupid, right, you know? But yeah, maybe what about you?
I would say legacy to leave. I guess, like she said, I'm a very peaceful person and stuff. So love. Yeah, just for I know everybody can't like love all the time and stuff, but to be helpful. Love is a big thing. Spreading knowledge.
It's everything.
Yeah, just love yourself, love your neighbors. Just
that
don't
shit
be.
Is hard.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard because people do retarded shit. It just is what it is.
But when you find that, when you channel that shit is you elevate. When you see somebody fucking hate, and you just be like, it's beyond me. I pray for them.
Exactly. It's just like you don't have that hate anymore. All it is just love and hope that you get better. You know.
But yeah, you can see from my parents that I kind of like, I'm about love. It's just what I am. And like I said, spreading knowledge and stuff. Always been like an advocate for like kids and stuff. Always worked with kids, so that's a big thing for me. Just giving back to this community. Just building a solid foundation for those that don't have it, so they can keep trying to build on top of that. And just at the end, giving back to ourselves. And everybody knows what I mean by ourselves, as just people in this room and stuff. Just not to be selfish.
That's true. It's real shit.
That's just what it is.
That's what's up. I love that. All right, y'all. Well, I mean, I don't really have too many other questions. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And I appreciate, wait, before I end this, because you have a video out.
Yes.
So we need to shout the shit out. For real.
Disco fucking Alamo, you guys.
Okay.
On
Disco
YouTube.
Alamo on
It just
YouTube.
made 1,000 fucking views today. It made 1,000 fucking views today, you guys.
Hey.
Disco Alamo.
So it's on YouTube. It'll probably be it will be linked on this video. Definitely check that out. But this is Alien Mariah and Julian. Kippdidthat.
Kippdidthat is our Instagram. Good Greed Art Studio, selling shirts. That Retrograde, she also has that song too. That shit is dope as fuck.
Okay.
Video coming soon for that.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep the ball rolling.
Okay.
Thank you,
I like
reaLove916. Okay, let me just take the time out for y'all coming as a fucking like. This is literally a mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's beautiful to see. You know, we could be out at the club right now getting drunk, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong.
But it's the fact that like this is the new fucking wave.
Yeah.
It's no longer about having possession. It's about literally trying to build foundations and vibe and create a vibe and meet like-minded frequencies. Connect. Yeah, and find ways to connect. Like this is beautiful. I've never really seen that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like a partnership. Normally what I see in relationships, which I observe a lot, it's this and then it's this. Or it's this and it's somebody sucking somebody, like literally, like they can't be themselves. Right. You see a woman who could be how she is, I'm crazy, but when she gets around him, he's reserved. You see a guy that's normally a friendly person, hey, what's up? You know, and respectfully friendly. And when he gets around her, he's a fucking mummy, you know? Yeah. It's good to see other fucking energies bouncing off of each other
to create
and elevate, feeding off each other.
I mean, that's what it's all about. If you're not doing that, then it's not really a relationship.
It's not. No matter what the fuck is going on, it's the fact that I see me and you, and I want to see a better version of myself within you, and I'm not here to harm you in no means, ways, or form. If it doesn't work out, I wish you absolutely nothing but the best. But in the end, we had a great time, and it's beautiful. Right. If it's something that's going to be something that's forever, it will be that without it being a fucking possession or forced. Let it flow, and I love the whole flow.
It's gotta be natural.
It has to be natural. This is a beautiful fucking flow, and I appreciate that.
Yes.
reaLove916, bitch.
Love it. Thank you, Alien Mariah. reaLove916, 1L.
Wait,
so you know, 1L. So you know it's real, baby.
1L, so you know it's real.
That's